Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 17th chapter, text 11. Atra pravishya garudah yadi matsyan saha ghadati sadyah pranaihi viyujyeta satyam etat bravimi aham atra pravishya garudo yadi matsyan sakhadati sadyah pranairviyujyeta satyam etat bravimyaham atra pravishya garudo yadi matsyan sakhadati sadyah pranairviyujyeta satyam etat bravimyaham. Atra pravishya garudo yadi matsyan sakhadati satyam etat bravimyaham. Mataji's. Atra pravishya garudo yadi matsyan sakhadati sadyah pranairviyujyeta satyam etat bravimyaham. Atra, in this lake, pravishya, entering, garuda, yadi, if, matsyan, the fish, saha, he, khadati, eats, sadyah, immediately, pranaihi, of this force of life, viyujyeta, will become deprived, satyam, truthfully, etat, this, bravimi, am speaking, aham, I. Translation and commentary by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shiva Prabhupada. If Garuda ever again enters this lake and eats the fish here, he will immediately lose his life. What I am saying is the truth. Purport. The Acharyas explain in this regard that because of Saubhari Muni's material attachment and affection for a fish, he failed to see the situation from the spiritual viewpoint. The ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describes his fall down for this offense. Because of false pride, Saubhari Muni lost his power of austerity, and with it his spiritual beauty and happiness. When Garuda came to the Yamuna, Saubhari Muni thought, although he may be a personal associate of the Supreme Lord, I will still curse him and even kill him if he disobeys my order. Such an offensive attitude against an exalted Vaishnava will certainly destroy one's auspicious position in life. As the ninth canto describes, Saubhari Muni married many beautiful women and suffered greatly in their association. But because he had once become glorious by taking shelter of the Yamuna river in Sri Vrindavan, he was ultimately delivered. Again, translation. If Garuda ever again enters this lake and eats the fish here, he will immediately lose his life. What I am saying is the truth. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swamini Chinamine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Chinamine. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Atra pravishya garudo yadi matsyan sakhadati sadyah prana erviyujeta satyam etad bravimyaham. If Garuda ever again enters this lake and eats the fish here, he will immediately lose his life. What I am saying is the truth. So after reading this curse, question may arise in the context of the story. Why still Garuda cannot enter this lake and kill Kaliya? Because it's written only about eating the fish. So he can just enter, kill the Kaliya and finish his job. So Acharyas explain it's in a two different ways. First is that they, you can say, playing with the Sanskrit to explain this. So first explanation is that curse was as such that if Garuda will eat the fish, then he will immediately lose his prana, his life. And if he will enter the lake, then after some time he will die. Like, it will not take immediate effect, but after some time still he will die if he just enters the lake. And another explanation is that the word Matsyan, Acharyas explained that it's not connected only with the fish, so with all the creatures which lives in that lake. So that means that if Garuda will enter and kill Kaliya, then this curse will take effect on him. Of course, Garuda is also mentioned that he is far beyond, as all the other pure Vaishnavas, all the curses, so he can very easily counteract this curse. But because Satyam Etad Bravimyaham, Saubhari Muni stressed this point that what I'm saying is the truth. He is a Brahmana, he is a Rishi, Muni, so what such personalities is saying should be upheld. The same principle is followed by the Lord himself, like when big demons comes and they ask for benedictions from Brahma, from some other personalities like Shiva, then Krishna, he follows these rules, although he don't have to follow. Like in case with Hiranyakashipu, Nrisimhadev, he follow all the rules which was set by Hiranyakashipu himself, that I cannot be killed by human, by animal, by demigod, by any other seeing creature, so he was half lion, half human, etc. So all these parameters, Krishna, he went in line with that, although he don't have to. He can just come and kill in form of Krishna, but because great personalities, their words always should be Satyam, that's why Krishna and other devotees, they follow these words, and that's a big responsibility for great personalities, because they should see after their speech, especially that pertains to the Brahmanas, because that's quality of Brahmana, Satyam. Like here we see that by his Brahminical tejas, Saubhari Muni can set this course, and everyone understood, okay, this course will take effect because Saubhari Muni told this. Like if some other person come nearby and said, Garuda will die if, he will take fish, some low class person, nobody will take care, because, he can say everything, whatever he desires. But from persons who takes some elevated position in society overall, it's expected that he will say the truth and he will follow his words. And in this word aham, Acharyas also explained that it points out that Saubhari Muni became very proud of himself because he did so many austerities, and now he's saying, aham bravimi satyam etat. What I'm saying is the truth. I will curse you if you ever will come here. So the point is not that he wanted to benefit really that fish, or he wanted to. We are not saying even of some spiritual enlightenment of some persons nearby him. That was not his intention. His intention was to just show that I am so great. I did a lot of. Actually, he did, because he was sitting in the water for a long period of time, and he was doing his meditation. It's not a joke. Not that any second rishi can do that, to sit in the water and meditate. But what was the result? Usually, if some rishi or muni doing some penance, some austerity, taking some rigid vow, then what is the expected result? It's not that he will come out of the water, and what Saubhari Muni did. Like here is a link to the 9th canto. He went to the Mathura because it was nearby, and there was Mandhata king, and it was most probably very surprising to this Raja, because usually when sadhu comes, you will not wait. You will not expect that he will ask for some material boon from you, because that's what Saubhari Muni did. He asked for a wife. He said that you have daughters, 50 daughters, Mandhata Raja had. So can you give me one? I will marry her. So he said in the water for it's not written, but I presume it was long period, maybe thousands of years. He was sitting meditating. Then he come out. And what was the result? I want to marry. That's not expected from yogi, because the whole point of being a yogi, of putting yourself into the water, to remove yourself from any association with the matter, is that virakti will be there. You will not be affected by material desires. But what we see here is completely opposite. So why was that? At the end of all these tribulations in family life, after remembering what's happening, Saubhari Muni understood that it was by my attachment to the fish. And it was caused, all acharyas saying in these verses in 9th canto, that it was caused by offense to Garuda. So in case of Saubhari Muni, this Vaishnava Aparada effect came very quickly, and you can say it was removed very quickly because it was in the terms of one life. Not that it will be, it was in after few lives, so he had to take born again, but it was in course of one life. And one explanation can be that he was not a Vaishnava, so it's different. After committing Vaishnava Aparada, different effects will be depends on the level of person who commits it. Like if some non-Vaishnava do something like this, then it will be different. Like in the case of, I believe it was Paramananda Puri. I forget the story. It's from Chaitanya Liva that there was one Vaishnava, maybe somebody remembers this. He offended, I believe, Shivas Thakur. He didn't deal with him properly, and then he started to serve another Vaishnava. So the point is that one person committed an offense to very exalted Vaishnava, but he was not a devotee, and as a result he suffered. But then the solution was that he started to serve another Vaishnava, and he became a Vaishnava, and by that he removed results of this aparad. So because the whole point of rectifying, how to say, the whole point how we can remove consequences of Vaishnava Aparada is to change our consciousness, because what causes Vaishnava Aparada causes envy, and means pride. I think that I'm higher than this person, and I don't care that he is a Vaishnava. Or in a broader sense, Aparada can be applied to any living entity, like Jiva Aparada, soul Sazer. And the key point is that I think that I'm higher than that person, and I want to lower him down. I want to show that I am higher in any respect. And what is a counteracting method to this, to show that I am lower than this person whom I wanted to offend? Because when I go to ask for excuse, I had to lower down myself. I had to accept publicly that I'm lower than that person. Like in the case of Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni, when Durvasa Muni tried to kill Ambarish Maharaj, then he had to travel here and there, all over the universe, and he was approaching all the great personalities like Brahma, Shiva, finally Vishnu, and if any of these personalities would solve his problem, it would not harm his reputation so much, because I mean, if Shiva solve your problem or Vishnu solve your problem, I mean, Vishnu, he's a supreme controller, so no problem. But what was the end? He had to return to Ambarish Maharaj, who was from external point of view lower than himself. Like Durvasa Muni, he's a great rishi, tapasvi, renowned order of life. And Ambarish Maharaj, he engaged in family activities. I mean, from point of Durvasa Muni, he was just common person, common Grihamedhi, maybe even from his point of view. But then he had to personally, publicly ask excuse from Ambarish Maharaj. So that's the whole point, change of consciousness. And after that, it actually happened with Durvasa Muni. So after this incident, his consciousness was changed, and he was able to participate in Leelas of the Lord. And yeah, Vaishnava Aparada, it's a big topic. very big topic, and it's very important topic because consequences is very bad. It's compares to the activities of mad elephant in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If we offend the Vaishnava, then our lion of, not lion, what is the word, of bhakti, creeper of bhakti, it will be completely destroyed. Like if elephant comes into the jungle, then he destroys everything. Like any creeper, no chance to survive if elephant will even touch that creeper. Not what to speak of intentionally when he desires to destroy that creeper. In this connection, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it's described that even from the level of bhav, person can be fall down if he offends a great Vaishnava. There is a Rupa Goswami differentiates in 3 categories, like hard offense, medium offense, and slight offense. So he says that if offense is of the highest quality, like really hard, then bhava can be ruined completely. And the example is Dvivida, gorilla Dvivida from Ramayana. He was personal associate of Rama. He was helping him into fighting with Ravana to building the bridge, etc. But he offended Lakshmana. And actually, maybe somebody knows how he offended, because I was trying to find out and I didn't. No? Okay. So anyway, somehow he felt that he is higher than Lakshmana, although Lakshmana is a Balaram, he's a personality of Godhead. So as a result, he was on the level of bhava, and it was completely diminished. So as a result, we find in 10th canto of Bhagavatam, it's yet to come in the next chapters, that Balaram will kill him because he become a demon. He start to make a lot of problems for the people, shaking the oceans, killing the people, this, that. So he was a devotee and he became a complete demon. Why? Because of Vaishnava Parat. And the rest 2 categories, Rupa Goswami says that, I mean, it's the whole point of that mention, what I'm mentioning right now from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is that Vaishnava Parada is a really serious thing. It can destroy even bhav. What to speak of any other stages of bhakti. From the level of prem, it's impossible for a devotee to commit an offense. But before that, even on the level of bhav, if a person will be not, I mean, on the level of bhav, usually it's also in connection with the Lord, with his spiritual energy, and it's kind of lila, you can say, all that examples which we have in Shastra. But it shows the point that we should be very careful in dealing with Vaishnavas. We shouldn't judge them from material point of view. So that's why in Upadeshamrita, Rupa Goswami prescribed that even to those who uttered even once Krishna's name, Krishneti Yasya Giritam Manasadriyata, we should respect them in the mind. And for those who receive Diksha and with faith serve Krishna, serve Guru, we should offer our respect with the body. And then to those who completely free from all ninda in the heart, we should serve fully. So the whole point is that we should be respectful towards the Vaishnavas. Actually, we should be respectful to anyone, not that only to Vaishnavas. That's the whole mood of devotee, that he sees Krishna, Paramatma in everyone. Deals differently. That's the qualification of Madhya Madhikari. He reject association with the upeksha, with the dvishatsu, with those who are inimical to Krishna, because if he will continue to associate with them, mingle with them, interacting with them, then they will commit more and more offenses. That's usually the point why Madhya Madhikari acts in such a way. Yeah, so Saubhari Muni, yeah, as we said, it was expected that after coming out from the lake, he will act differently, because that's the whole point of yoga system. But the problem is that if it's not bhakti path, then material desires still will remain in the heart. Taistanya ghani puyante tapo dana vratati bhihi nadharmajam tad hridayam tad apishangri sevayam. In the Bhagavatam it's stated that even if person doing some tapa, dana, vrata, etc., and it helps actually to remove all kind of things from him, but still material desires in hridaya, in the heart, still it will be remain. But only devotees who serve the lotus feet, even not it's stated that the lotus toes of of the Lord, they can easily remove these material desires, because that's the cause of our material existence. Not that a person can be pure from the point of sin, but still can have material desires. That's the whole point, and only bhakti can uproot it fully. No, not that some other processes, like in the case of a lot of cases actually, when some rishi wants to become powerful person, and then Indra sends to him some heavenly damsels, and by the sound of bracelets their mind become agitated and was finished. Although before that he can do very severe austerity, refrain his senses from the sense objects, but because his mind is not fixed on Krishna, and Krishna do not help him, because he is not asking Krishna for help. That's why they are not unable to become successful in this attempt. Yeah, like Haridas Thakur also the case, and Ajamila also. It's a very how to say, fine cases for that moment. That the opposite, in the sense that Ajamila, he was a pure Brahmana. He was completely out of touch with any sense, like how to say. He didn't have any bad association. He was very pure at heart. He was doing his Brahmana activities. But then when he saw a prostitute and some person who was dealing with her, immediately click in his mind and he went off. At the same time, Haridas Thakur, he was unable to tolerate even Maya personified when she came to him and what was the end? He gave her initiation actually into Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that's the power of devotees comparing to the non-devotees, to the followers of other processes. Devotees can tolerate disturbances which comes from the sense objects because they are protected by Krishna, and non-devotees, they are not protected, so they cannot do so by, like this Saubhari Muni, he was so powerful that after married 50 daughters of Mandata Maharaj, he made very great, unbelievable arrangements for him to enjoy. It's described that when Mandata Maharaj, who was Saptadvipa Pati, he conquered the whole world, and it was unbelievable opulence in which he was living. But when he saw how Saubhari Muni lives. It's written, the whole verse, it's connected in the ninth canto, that his proud become less, he becomes prideless when he saw how this Saubhari Muni lives, because it was something unimaginable even for him. So that was the result of austerities of Saubhari Muni. So he was very powerful, but the whole point is that although yogis can get a lot of mystical powers, a lot of energy to manage this material, but still Maya is more powerful than they. Whatever, doesn't matter how much powers they have, still Maya always is more powerful than them. And only Daivihesha Gunamaya Mama Maya Duratya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metan Taramtite. Only by full surrender to Krishna one can overcome this Maya. No other means. Another point is that Vaishnava, he doesn't feel offended. More Vaishnava is elevated, less he feels that somebody picks me, or how to say, the less possibility for him to feel that he is offended. Like Ambarish Maharaj, Durvasa Muni in front of him, he created this fire demon. This demon rushes at him, no reaction, just fixed on Krishna and have no any problem. He doesn't have in his mind that Durvasa Muni has offended me, nothing. When Durvasa Muni at the end of the story came to him and tried to beg excuse, Ambarish Maharaj was like, what? Why? I mean, I don't have any bad feelings. You didn't do it. It was my fault. I didn't greet you properly. So, but if you want, okay, I will ask Sudarshan Chakra to. So please, leave this guy. So that's like in this case with Garuda. Garuda was also is not that he started to plan. Okay, he forbid me, this Saubhari Muni, to enter this lake. I need to do something for him. It's not. I mean, it's not what is the word? Justice. Yeah, is the word. It's not proper. Why? I mean, after all, it's a fish. It's a food for Garuda. Why not? I mean, he eats fish. It's the same as Saubhari Muni would curse some person that, you shouldn't take this field of rice. Otherwise, if you will touch this rice on this field, you will be dead. It's a food for human. Why not? I mean, the same here. What's the point? And the point is that Saubhari Muni was attached to that fish, to that particular fish, and because he was thinking that he's a very serious guy, he is a very important person, that's why he was thinking that he should protect and he can protect. But Garuda, what we saying right now, that he was not offended at all. He just left and doing his business. So that one problem with Vaishnava Parada, you can say that if one offend great Vaishnava will not show that he is offended. So if person is not careful, he is not retrospectful, then he can be in a big mess. But usually reaction comes from the side of Lord and other Vaishnavas, because that's the etiquette. If some Vaishnava is offended, then other persons, even not the Vaishnavas, they should react somehow. That was spoken in Daksha story by Sati. So she told that if somebody blasphemes a Vaishnava, if one blasphemes the Vaishnava, then other persons who is nearby, they should cut the tongue. That's very famous quotation. Or they should protest and leave that place. So that also shows gravity of Vaishnava Aparadha, because even by not pointing out to others Vaishnava Aparadha, it will give you bad reaction. Like what happened with all these persons who was on sacrifice of Daksha. They didn't, say anything against Daksha. And then Virabhadra came with all the other demons, and they just beat everyone like great personality. I believe Brihaspati was beaten in the mouth, and his teeth was fell down. I mean, it's a Brihaspati. I mean, it's a great personality. He teaches the demigods how to do all these things, and it's just like some street fight, some kind of. He was beaten and he was without teeth because he didn't. Or that was some another person. Somebody was smiling lightly, I believe. That was the cause why his teeth, which was shown through the smile, was taken out. So that's the seriousness of Vaishnava Aparadha. On another side, mission of our acharyas, especially Srila Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, was to light those persons who, in the name of devotional service, doing something else. So that means we need, if you want to follow in their footsteps, we also should do the same, and we should criticize, basically. So it's also very kshurasya dharam, it's very fine path. You never know where you will go beyond the line in criticizing and pointing out. Seniors, it's their duty to point out for juniors if they're doing some mistake. But junior can become offended, although they shouldn't do. But in modern society, there's no such culture. Culture of existence of seniors. Especially on the West. I don't know. I think in Tamil Nadu, especially, it looks like more or less still present to some degree. But on the West, seniors, they're not considered as seniors. Like now, any small kid, they can file a case into police if father did something, just push him or said to him something which he doesn't like, and then parents can go to the jail, and this kid will go to the social structures of the government who will deal with him. So, but traditional is understood that seniors acting for the good of me, like for the benefit of myself. They will correct me, and it's completely agreed that any senior can correct any junior. Like some big village, kids are there, they can go from house to house, and they can easily be corrected by any senior. Whereas in the West, if you will say something to some other kids, parents can become very angry with you. They can beat you, even if his child is wrong and doing some, like in Russia, it's a lot of cases, especially nowadays. Some kids, they can beat other kids like really badly, not in a playful mood or something like this. And then parents come to to deal with this case, and then parents of that bad behaving child come and they beat that parents also. So it's completely animal level. I'm more strong, I will beat you all, and that's the point. Who will come to me like this? It's very low nature. No possibility there's no possibility to deal with such kind of persons. Even in Mayapur, we had once such case. We was in Grihastha area, and we was with kids, and there was one devotee with his son, and there was some other boy, and he was doing some real nonsense. And there was his father, and this friend of mine, devotee, he told something like, you shouldn't do like this. He was kind and polite, But then this father devotee came to him from the West, and he was almost ready to beat this devotee. Who are you? Like, why you are saying something to make it, like this? So how can you deal with such kind of persons? I mean, it's impossible. And yeah, Kshatriyas should do this. Yeah, I will stop here. If any questions or corrections, it's time to. Yeah, I told this in the beginning. Yeah, yeah. 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 Yeah, like Bharat Maharaj also, the same thing. Suddenly he got attached to a deer and everything went off the track completely. I mean, he was already in the forest, he already finished his family duties, his duties as a kshatriya, which he did for thousands of years. And then deer. Deer, I mean, the same as here, fish. Fish is a abominable creature. It's listed lower than the plants in Bhagavatam. And how, I mean, sexual affairs of fish created this idea in Saubhari Munis. So in the same story with Bharata, that it was result of some Vaishnava parada which he did before that. Yeah, so that's very important point, that Vaishnava parada leads to increase of material desires. Divida. Divida. No, there is no examples, because he's saying that middle offense leads to reducing bhava to bhava bhas, and slight offense leads to change of rati. Means if one was on dasya rati, then he becomes shanta, and etc. Like madhurya, he will become a parent, like that. So still bhava is there, rati will be there, but level of bhava will be reduced. And there is no example, because it's just a principle. Yeah. No, in ninth canto, and everywhere it's stated that it's by the glory of Yamuna and Vrindavan, because he was in touch with them. That's why he got liberated. Sridhara Swami says that he got Brahmana, impersonal liberation, whereas Shiva Prabhupada in 9th canto he states that he went to the Lord. Shiva Prabhupada for us knows better, explains better. So yeah, so that's the point. It was really quick for him. Like Gajendra, it took one more life. For Bharat Maharaj took more life. Dvivida, we don't know. I mean, he was killed by, I don't know, what was the destination of him after killing Balaram, I don't remember. He went to the spiritual world. Anyway, so, but here it's, in terms of one life, it's very quick. But I think it's that, as we mentioned, that I think it's because he was not a devotee. So like for devotees, it looks more hard results after making some, because because Vaishnavas, they should know who is Vaishnava and what will be after offending them. Non-Vaishnavas, they are ignorant. So Lord, he doesn't, put so much effort to take actions about those who ignorant, because they're ignorant. I mean, why to punish them so much? They don't know. Like here also. But here also, it's interesting that, so Barimani, it's written here in the commentary, that he knows, he knew that, it's written, although he may be a personal associate of the Supreme Lord, I will still curse him. So he knew that it's not some, eagle flying here and there. It's a eternal consort of the Lord. Yeah, but still it was very quick. I mean, in one lifetime, he went through family life and then understood, oh, what I'm doing here, it's miserable. Went to the forest and attained liberation. So, looks not very fair. Yeah. I mean, even if you offend not a Vaishnava, still, these karmic reactions will bring you to take birth once more, and you will have to deal like abortion, for example. If somebody does abortion, then in the next life he had to be aborted, and this person who was aborted in the first place, he should be somehow connected. So I'm pointing out that even for some material interactions, like which is lower than to dealing with the Vaishnavas, which offend into Vaishnavas, there are need to be born, to take born again, and maybe not once. And in the case of Vaishnava, it should be more harder because it's beloved one of Krishna. So he's Bhaktavats. That's the whole point. Why? Because Krishna, he loves his devotees. That's why if somebody doing some harm for devotees, they should suffer much more than if they would harm to any other living entity. Grandharaja Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.